आज हम पढ़ेंगे ट्रांसलेशन से पहले आई एम शो यू हेयर द सम पॉइंट्स ऑफ जेनेटिक कोड। तो जेनेटिक कोड क्या होता है, इसकी क्या प्रॉपर्टीज़ हैं। जेनेटिक कोड इज़ बेसिकली द सीक्वेंस ऑफ थ्री न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स. All the three nucleotides are consecutive to one another. They are next to each other on the messenger RNA. So here are some properties of the genetic code. Number one is called the genetic code is universal. Universal means it is present in the prokaryotes and the eukaryote is the same. The same code is present in the prokaryote and the same is the eukaryote. For example, the AUG, which is the first code, also called the initiation code. This is a code for a amino acid called methionine. So the code is same in prokaryotes as well as in the eukaryote. Only difference is that in the prokaryote, AUG stand for formyl methionine, and in case of eukaryote, it code for the methionine. Next property क्या है कि code is triplet. Triplet means it consists of three nucleotides. So the three nucleotides are present and there are 64 codes. 64 codes. In all of these 64 codes, the three codes are called the nonsense code. Why they are called nonsense? Because they cannot place any amino acid against them. They are the stop code, termination code. They are called UAA, UAG, UGA. And there is one initiation code that is called AUG. Code is degenerate. Degenerate means there is more than one code for a particular amino acid, because as I told you that code consists of three nucleotides. Then the last nucleotide in the code is wobble. Wobble means you can change that nucleotide and the code will remain same. Like next है code है non overlapping code. Each genetic code is three nucleotide and they are not the part of more than one code. So each code is a particular three nucleotides and the code is commaless, which means the code is continuous. You cannot enter any commas, any full stop, any other materials. Code is non-ambiguous, means the code is always the code is same for the same amino acid wherever it is found, except code is overlap in case of mitochondria, with the mitochondrial DNA has the overlapping system where the overlapping codes are present. Otherwise the codes are non-overlapping. This is a table that show the genetic codes. Each code, as you see, consists of three nucleotides and the third nucleotide of each code can be changed. So if the third nucleotide is changed, then the code remains same, but if the first or the second change, then the code will be changed. As you see in this diagram, there is more than one code for one amino acid. For example, the leucine has the four code CUU, CUC, CUA, CUG. In this you seen that CU is the common, only the last code is changed. That is, in the first step it is U, then in the second it is C, then A and G. This is the structure of transfer RNA. So it is the simple transfer RNA structure. So it has the three loops. This ये जो नीचे वाला loop है, that is called anticodon loop. It consists of the three nucleotides that are alternate to the codon. Codon is the three nucleotide sequence or the genetic code on the messenger RNA, and anticodon is complementary to this. And this one is called the DHU loop, and this one is called variable loop. This one is called variable loop. This one is called the T loop or the T-side loop. This one is called amino acid attachment site, where you see there is a hydroxyl group, and this hydroxyl group then when the amino acid load on this transfer RNA, it make a bond between the hydroxyl of the transfer RNA and the carboxylic group of the amino acid. This is another diagram which show the structure of transfer RNA. Now here I am discussing about the ribosomes. So ribosomes is consist of two subunit. One is called small, another is called large subunit. In case of prokaryote, the small subunit is 30S, and in case of eukaryote, the small is 40S. In case of prokaryote, the large subunit is 50S, while in case of eukaryote, it is 60S. And the overall size of ribosome in prokaryote is 70S, and in eukaryote, it is 80S. The two ribosomal units, they are very important for the protein synthesis, and they have a regular shape which fit together in such a way that a cleft is formed through which the messenger RNA pass during the translation, during the protein synthesis, and the newly chain will come out, will emerge, will release. This is the structure of ribosome. As you see, here is a area where the messenger RNA can be held. Translation, as you know, is the formation of the protein. Protein synthesis is called the translation. Translation is the first step in the biosynthesis, and the translation is the procedure by which the message which is present on the messenger RNA, which is formed by transcription, is decoded during the translation. And this process occurs in the cytoplasm where the ribosomes are present. As you know, ribosomes are either present attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or they are present as a free form. As I told you that ribosome consists of two subunits, small and the large subunit. Both the subunit, then they will joint with the messenger RNA during the translation, so that to translate the code on the messenger RNA into the amino acid. So the translation is the process in which, as I already told you, that it is a process of formation of messenger RNA. So it actually decode the messenger RNA code system, that is the genetic code, and each genetic code specify a specific amino acid, and this uses and messenger RNA so translation use a template in which the messenger RNA is used as a template to guide the synthesis of amino acid. There are many type of RNA, as you know, that transfer RNA, messenger RNA, ribosomal RNA. These are the three basic RNA that are involved in the translation. But other transfer messenger, other RNAs are also present. For example, the nuclear RNAs, they are also present. But all the RNAs are not translated into amino acid sequences. Translation steps. So here are the steps of the translation. The first is called activation. This is the process in which the amino acid is loaded on the transfer RNA. Transfer RNA become charged with the amino acid. When it pick up amino acid, then it is called charged, and when it is without, then it is called uncharged. Basic steps of the translation is initiation, elongation, and termination. So first step is called activation, and this step a bond between the amino acid and the transfer RNA is formed. As you know that amino acid consists of two groups. One is called carboxylic group, other is called amine group. The carboxylic group of the amino acid, it binds to the hydroxyl group of the transfer RNA, and that is the 3' end of the transfer RNA, and this lead to the formation of a ester bonding, and then ultimately the transfer RNA is loaded with the amino acid. This is called the transfer RNA is to be charged. There are 20 different type of amino acids, so there are the 20 different type of transfer RNAs, and their loading is occur with the help of enzyme called the amino acid transfer RNA synthetase enzyme. So obviously there are also 20. This is the structure of a methionine, and this is the carboxyl group of the methionine that bind to the transfer RNA. As in case of eukaryotes, only methionine present. In case of prokaryote, this formyl group is also present. In the prokaryotes, the initiation process occur in different steps. So first of all, there are the initiation factors IF1, IF2 and IF3. They are also involved in the process. GTP is also involved, and small and large subunit along with the messenger RNA. All are required for the starting for the initiation. First of all, IF3, initiation factor 3, it binds to the 30S subunit and prevents its binding with the last subunit. And so that until this prevention helps the 30S subunit to bind with the messenger RNA first, then with the last subunit. Other two initiation factors are IF2 and IF1. IF2 complex with the GTP and IF1 then later on come. These two help the ribosomes to bind with the charged transfer RNA. The first charged transfer RNA, that is the F-MET transfer RNA in case of prokaryotes, and the MET transfer RNA in case of eukaryote, where F means formyl methionine transfer RNA and MET means methionine transfer RNA. Next, the 30 subunits it attach. After these initiation factors, it attached to the messenger RNA molecule. Messenger RNA molecule has a binding site for the ribosome. They have a ribosome binding site so that they bind with the 30S subunit. Once this binding occur, then the initiation transfer RNA can then bind to the complex by the base pairing of anticodon. When this happens, when the messenger RNA bind, then the transfer RNA, as you know that transfer RNA is a 3 nucleotide sequence that is called anticodon, and the messenger RNA has a 3 nucleotide sequence that is called codon. So code and anticode, they match with each other and help the transfer RNA to load on the 30S subunit. And at that point, IF3 is released, and then the 30S complex is now completed. After that, IF1 and IF2 are also released when the GTP is hydrolyzed into GDP and the whole ribosome is complete. Now it is called the 70S initiation complex. This is the diagram that shows this is the 30S subunit. This is messenger RNA with the first code that is called AUG. The direction of the messenger RNA is 5' to 3'. So the translation occurs in this same direction. So first IF3 come. When the IF3 come, it helps to prevent the 30S subunit to bind with the last subunit. And after that, the IF1, IF2 and the GTP along with the first transfer RNA, that is called F-MET transfer RNA or the MET transfer RNA. F-MET in case of prokaryote and MET transfer RNA in case of eukaryote, they come when they enter IF3 released. Now here this step show that how the code and anticode they match and they complement to each other. AUG is the initiation code, also called codon, present on messenger RNA. UAC is alternate or complementary anticodon present on the transfer RNA. This is the first transfer RNA, and its 3' end has the amino acid which is called F-MET amino acid in case of prokaryotes and the MET amino acid in case of eukaryote. And after this, the 30th subunit, the 50th subunit enter the 50s subunit enter, and the IF1, IF2 and the GTP they are removed. Now the complex is complete. The 50s and the 30s subunit they combine, and the whole structure is called 70s. And here you see that last subunit has the different site, A site, P site, where the A site is the site where the amino acids enter, the newly amino acid enter. Only the first amino acid, that is the F met amino acid or the met amino acid transfer, it comes on the P site. Otherwise all the new upcoming come on the A site. Now here I am told you about the different bindings